Hey guys, today's Sunday, February the 19th of 2023, and I wanted to do a quick update on the energy sector. So without any further delay, let's get into it. I want to say I've been traveling last week, and finally I got home. I was in Atlanta and New Orleans. Had a good time working on a project, and got back hometown, Nashville, and my nose has been a little congested because of the allergies. So hopefully you understand me. So please forgive me. All right, we're going to start off with the uranium sector, uranium futures. I use UX2. As you know, we're on the AD phase, accumulation distribution, but so far we're poking our head out, which is good. I like that. You can see that the MACD is positive. So that's good. You got, if we could close above 5270, that's a buy signal in regards to the uranium futures. So you could just look at it as maybe the stocks that you're kind of interested or you got on your radar to start accumulating again. But as of now, you just got to be careful because there's a lot of chop fest going on here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But on the weekly, it's looking good. It stuck its head out of the AD phase. Let's look at the daily, and you can see that the daily, the MACD turned positive, and it's if we put more of the Hekanashi, which I like better on the weekly, and fix this auto right here, you could kind of tell that we're already stuck our head out, and it's in buy signal right now. But if you were to be trading this, you'll probably lose money because all the fees and everything else. So that's why you could tell that this is all chop fest. And even though Justin got his head out, the key is to get this close above this level. If you could close above this level, then chances are it may test that high right here, which is 63.90. So that would be your target if we could close above here. But if we stall here at this level right here, go up, kiss it, and then pull back in, then we're back to, zero, chop mode. So that's it for the uranium futures. Just keep an eye on it and put an alert or something, uh, and then take it from there. Okay, so here is my simple glance chart, and we're starting off with crude. As you can see with crude, you're pretty much very close to the point of control. You're at 70. What was the low? 70. Actually, no, you've been chopping around here. But the point of control on the monthly 73. And you're above that. You're above the cloud. There's a strong level here of 68. And the MACD is still negative. The trend is still to the downside. Nothing's changed, but you have a lot of support here. Now, when you narrow in on the weekly, one of the bad things is that the linear regression channel is pointing down. And you can see that this is accumulation distribution phase right here. It's just back and forth chopping. So you have to kind of create a box and wait till this thing's resolved because you don't want to be trading here. This is where you lose money. MSJ says wait till this phase continues, and once it's done, it's either going to go down, continue in that phase, or break out. And you can see that you get these head fakes. You can see that on the weekly. PPS buy signal, PPS sell signal. So it still hasn't resolved. And the mobile bands tell you, it hasn't resolved either. You're back in there. Looks like it broke out of here and it could have continued, but then it went right back in and went the opposite way. And you don't want to be in that. You want to just kind of wait for this to resolve, and it hasn't. And you can see that the MACD is back and forth too. So that's that. You're below the 20, you're below the 50. I mean, you're below the cloud. So short midterm, it's still, still bearish. Nothing positive here. Below value area low of 83. Now, when you go into the daily, you can just see it's just chop fest. And perfect example of volatility in the cloud. Look at that. Right when you think you were about to break out, very important level, 81. Look at that, DMARC candle, like you were trying and then slam to the downside, back up, and then just chopping right here in the cloud. So this, they say when you're in the cloud, you don't want to trade it. You want to trade it if you're a short-term trader when prices are out of the cloud. When it's around here, that's when you want to buy. You don't want to buy it here. You probably want to short it when it's down here, like here, but then you get this reversal and then they squeeze you out. The same thing could happen on the top. You buy it there, and then they'll slam her back down. But at least your probability and chances are greater if it's out of the cloud of maybe it going higher. But so far the MACD is negative. Volume was very negative on Friday, and PPS sell signal below the 20, the 50, and doesn't look too good. I would just wait for it to resolve. Natural gas, boy, natural gas. This is probably the trade that I'm probably more excited about because it's like so many things lining up here, and it's just all about timing. Timing. This is the perfect entry right here. Perfect entry right here. The problem is could it continue pushing lower? Yes, it can. That's the problem. But this ideally is the perfect entry. Small position, not crazy, and see if it turns. Yeah, everything is negative here. The only thing positive is holding the linear regression channel. So if you're looking for some kind of reversal, this is it. Not here, not here, not here, and not here, but here. This is the extreme. But if it pushes even lower, then buying at 144, even if it gets all the way down there. Because now you're like past the delivery. You're like extended on the monthly. That would probably be, if it tests the bottom, and just buy that and see what happens. In regards to the weekly, it's just, I thought that 234 was going to hold. There was a lot of things, like what I call clusters lining up, that was kind of leading me to believe that it could probably be a turning point. MACD is positive on the weekly. Look at that volume on the week of 2-6. Very positive. But bears came in strong, not as strong as the bulls, but they came in and sold pretty strong. So nothing is really positive here. The only thing positive is the MACD is positive, but that's it. Now, if you look at the daily, you see it was Chop Fest. This is Chop Fest. You have that pivot high, 265, pivot low, which was 234, and then Friday they slammed it on you, and that looks like it's a 13 for a DMARC candle right there. So we'll see how next week goes. Mark the negative. Volume was kind of negative, but kind of flat. So let's see how next week goes. I need to look at cycles. I need to look at other stuff. This is just more looking at what the chart and price action is doing. But could it push lower? Yes, it can. But this was a fake out, and to now kind of like turn here, you just have to wait for price action to confirm it. But we have to regain 234, and we have to close above 265 for anything, especially the 20 SMA, for anything maybe positive to turn out. That could kind of be the trigger point for why, this is why I'm saying this is the most important area right here. If this could start doing that, higher highs and higher lows, then maybe the low is in. But as of right now, I am not too confident. Even if cycles are up, sometimes, they work and they don't work. So price action is king. You got to see what price action is doing. RBOB, just chop fest. Nothing's changed. Holding support, 227. MACD looks like it wants to turn positive, so maybe it may want to now start going higher. This is an example of, what I'm thinking, like what nat gas, that it does this. It did this Friday, and then this starts coming up in the next couple of weeks. If this is the price action you see in nat gas, so that's looking good. Back and forth, and, regaining and kind of making higher highs and higher lows. That's the price action you want to see. if the low if the low is in on that gas. So this is the same thing happening here. We're at the point of control at 250. If we could push higher and take out 272, then your target on the weekly would be that 50 SMA. If you get above what is that 293, then this is your second target, 310, because that's going to be a strong level. That's like a 50% right there. And if we could get out of there, then the short term is going to be bullish, and now the midterm is going to be bullish, and that's really good. They're just going to be moving. Maybe we could retest that high. But you can see it's kind of choppy right here, so we'll see how that plays out. And the daily, you're above the cloud. You hit the linear regression channel here. You hit the bottom of the linear regression channel here. So this is more swings. These are the kind of things I like to play. Buy it here, and it pulled back right here. I like that. When you're in the cloud and then you stick your head out and then you test it, and you can see it by the cloud. It's telling you this is the key level, 241. And once it kisses it, you put a buy order and then a stop, maybe this low, depending on your risk or wherever you want to, you're comfortable, losing money. And then that's it. Cut the bleeding and hope that it goes up. And look at that. Look at volume on the daily. Very strong. MACD now turned positive. You can tell that the market sentiment has been, going up. So that's good. Once it gets up to 70, 80 around there, that's when it gets a little too bullish. Maybe you want to lock in some profits, but so far it's doing higher highs and higher lows, and that's what I want to see on that gas. But so far, RBOB is looking good. Heating oil futures, you failed the point of control 336, and you're at support around 268 right now. So let's see if that holds. But everything else pretty much looks negative. Above the 200, the 50, failed the 20. Mid-time frame, just kind of negative. You're below the cloud, loss value area low. So the trend is still pointing lower. Although you're at support on the monthly right here, it could continue pushing lower. It could maybe even test that 200 SMA was at 215. But nothing is positive here. And on the daily, you can see that it tried to, get out of the cloud, but right here it failed. That's where the bears are probably would come in. And in the cloud, it just tanked. Try to regain and fail. And I think that there's a contract change somewhere around here. And the MACD is negative, and volume on Friday was very bearish. So unless you're short, you're doing good, but I wouldn't be buying it yet. And Brent oil is pretty much the same thing as crude oil. Nothing's really changed here, but I just figured I'd just show you the price action. You're in the cloud, and it's not looking too good. Hopefully you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the energy sector.